Good morning, class 10th. I am Praveen welcoming you in the session of IT, and our subject code is 402. So, yes, students, we have started the unit third, which is all about the database management system, DBMS. Okay. So far we have discussed in the offline classes that what is data, what is the databases, how we can just manipulate the databases. I have told you the introduction session of data types, variables, and etc. So once again, I'm revising the things that how you can use the data types. What is the RDBMS? And RDBMS stands for Relational Database Management System. In the system, tables being created and stored in the database, but these tables are interlinked. Mark my point. These tables are interlinked. That means they create a relation, they maintain a relation. That's why they are called Relational Database Management System. So we were discussing the data type. So what do you mean by the data type? Data type means which describes the kind of data we are going to use in our database, in our programming language, in our coding or etc. So whatever the data we are using, we have to explicitly specify that which kind of data it will be. Supposing if we are using the number, if we are using the true or false value, if we are using the character or string value, then we have to specify that we are going to number only, we are going to use a string, that means character, that means alphabets, numbers only. So these kind of thing is known as data type. Okay. So it is a kind of data and which describes about the variables. I hope that you all aware about the variables. So basically in OpenOffice base, we discuss only three major type of data type. Mark my point, three major type of data type. There are some certain types of data types are also available, but three major are Boolean, integer and number. So Boolean is a very interesting because it is only used for the computing segment only, because computing stores for the binary number, that means 0 and 1. 0 means off and 1 means on. That means 0 means false, 1 means true. So whenever we will be needing any kind of data which will only comprises two data sets, mark my point, only two data sets, that means true or false, then we will use the Boolean data. Okay, so Boolean data is used to store the information that will only consist two data values, true and false. So that's why we will use the Boolean. Now the two databases, data types are integer and number. Number is for exact numerical value. Exact numerical value, that means such as roll number, mobile number, or you can say the any kind of number string. But integer consists of negative number also, positive number also, and as well as zero also. Okay, so this is known as the integer data type, and this is known as number data type. So these are the kind of data type which are available in our database: Boolean, tiny int, small int, integer, big int, and numeric. So these are the kind of numerical data type. But now you will ask me, sir, what is tiny int, what is small int, what is integer? So these are based on their range. If we are storing up to 0 to 255, then we will be needing tiny int. But if our range just exceed, then we will use these kind of data types such as small int, integer, big int, numerical, etc. Decimal, real, float, and double, these four are the data type which used to store the floating point number also. Okay, floating point number means such as 167.63, in which we include the decimal point. So if we want to store any kind of floating point number, that means the decimal number, fractional number, then we'll be using decimal, real, float, and double. Now once again you will ask me, sir, what are the difference between these data types? The only difference between these data types are the range. If we want to exceed the range, then we will be using from this to the topmost bottom. Okay. Now the next data type is alphanumeric type. Alphanumeric type, that means, as the name is suggesting, it will include the alphabets as well as numbers also. But we cannot use these data type for our calculations. Mark my point. Alphanumerical type will not be useful in calculation because they are consisting of alphabets also. So long varchar means we are going to store a very big sentence, paragraph, or whatever. Char, that means it will only consist one single character such as A, E, I, O, U, P, Q, R, S, T, the single character only. But if you are storing any word and spelling, then we will be using varchar. And varchar ignore case, that means it will not include the case sensitivity. Case sensitivity means that means it will exclude the uppercase and lowercase difference. Okay, so this is all about the alphanumerical type. Students, I will share my screen to show you the practical implementation of the OpenOffice base. But first, we are discussing the theoretical aspect of this unit or this session. Now, the next data type is date and time types. Supposedly, if you are creating a table and you want to store a date of birth, that means you are going to store the data in a date time format. So, we will be using date, time, and timestamps data type. Date is for storing the date. Time is for storing the time in the format of hours, minutes, and seconds. And if you want to include both the date and time, then we will be using timestamp data type. Now, one more interesting data type is here, binary type. Binary type is basically used for storing multimedia. Mark my point, for storing multimedia, such as photos, music files, videos, and etc. If you are using or if you are storing image, then we will be using long-var binary data type. If you are using any kind of multimedia that will be in a fixed format, then we will be using binary data type. And but if you are using any kind of multimedia that will not be fixed, that means that they may vary in future, then we will be using var binary data type. So this is how we have understood that how we can use the data type and what are the basic data types. Okay. So now we will be understanding that how we can create a database using Wizard. First, we have to create a database, then we will create a table. So let's quickly just read it, the steps theoretically, then we will jump to the practical aspect of it. So first of all, we have to click on the file, then we will find the new tab there, and then we have to select the database. Once we have selected the database, it will ask that create a new database. Yes, we have to click on that, create a new database. Then we will click on the next button. Then it will ask about the consent of our. Yes, register the database for me. You have to click on this and then save button. Okay. So now here I am going to share my screen to show you the practical implementation. So I hope that you can access my or you can see my desktop here. So I have already installed the OpenOffice base in my PC and you can see the shortcut here on my desktop. But student, mark my point, if you are using or if you are accessing the OpenOffice base, so you have to download the JRE. Now the question arises, sir, what is JRE? JRE stands for Java Runtime Environment. Okay, what it stands for? Java Runtime Environment. Okay, so this stands for JRE. It's basically a tool, you can say, that is used in the Java language. I hope that you are aware about the languages, computing languages. So these are the languages such as C, C++, Python, Java, PHP, HTML, CSS, and the list is endless. So, but in the OpenOffice, we use the JRE, Java Development Toolkit. Okay, so for that, you have to install it first. So now here I am going to show you how you can install the JRE. So first of all, you need a good internet connection in your PC. I am clicking on the Google browser. In the search icon, you have to write only download JRE. That's it. Download JRE. Now you will find the www.java.com URL. You have to click on the first link. It will be opening. Yes. Here you can see Windows online, window offline, and window offline. I am zooming my page so you can better access it. Here it is. So you have to download this version, Windows offline. So you can access the JRE without the internet connection. Okay. So here I am going to click this link. As I have already installed it, so I am not going to once again, I have downloaded it, but will not install it. Okay. So from here, you can install the JRE, that means the Java Runtime Environment. Once you have installed the Java Runtime Environment, you are able to open the OpenOffice base here. Now you will ask me, sir, how we can download the OpenOffice base. Once again, I'm showing how you can download the OpenOffice base. It is a open source, so it is freely available to you. Now write Open Office download. That's it. Here it is. You will find the www.openoffice.org URL here. You have to click on this link. Now the web page will open. Here it is. Here you can see the download full installation button here. So once you will just click on this button, I think it's around 132 or 133 MB size. So you have to download this, and by clicking next or the basic configurations, it will be downloaded. Now, as I have already downloaded it, so I am double clicking on it. It may take 1 to 2 minutes because it initializing in the PC. Here it is. It's loading here. So now here we can see the 2 steps. First one is welcome and the second is username. So it is welcoming us as a new user. So now we are going to click on next. It is a wizard. Okay. Now I have to give the first name, last name and initials. Initials is just an optional text box. You can skip this step, but you have to write here first name. So I am writing my name, Praveen, and in the next last name, Tripathi. Okay. Then I will click on this finish button. Now you can see the total interface, or you can see the basic interface of the OpenOffice. Here you will find text documents, spreadsheet, presentation, drawing, database and formula. We are considering the database portion. I'm double clicking on it. Now this is the wizard we were talking about. These steps, these include 2 steps: select database and save and proceed. Now you will find 2 radio buttons here. What do you want to do? You want to create a new database, or you want to open an existing database file? So we are considering what? Creating a new database. So we'll be selecting this first radio button. Now we will click on this next. Now it will ask us to our consent. So do you want the wizard to register the database in OpenOffice? Yes or no? So we are clicking on this yes. Now it will ask you the 2 basic thing: open the database for editing, or you just want to create a database and leave it. But we are here for editing, so I am clicking on this first checkbox. Now I will click on this finish button. Once you will click on this finish button, it will ask you to give the name of your database. Very obvious to understand. If you are creating a database, that means you are supposed to give a particular name. Okay, so you are supposed to give a particular name here. So now I am giving the name is, let's say, LPS student. Okay, I'm not giving any kind of space in between them. Okay, so LPS student.odb. ODB, that means open database. Here I will click on this save button. Now finish. Now our database is being created, and it may take 1 to 2 minutes to load it. So let's wait. Yes. Now that was the message I was talking about. OpenOffice requires a Java runtime environment JRE to perform this task. If you will not install the JRE in your PC, then it will show you this message. So as we have already downloaded it, now I am showing you how you can install it. Okay. This is our downloaded list. This is our JRE executable file. I'm double clicking on it. It may take 1 to 2 minutes. As you can see, the Java wizard here. Now you will have 2 buttons. I will clicking on this install. Now you will find this progress bar here. Okay. The green sign is indicating that it is installing Java here. So it may take some time. So our progress bar is just filling with the green tick. So let us wait. So I am pausing my recording here. So you can find here that you have successfully installed Java. That means we have installed the Java in our PC. Now, once we have installed the Java, now we will reopen the OpenOffice page. Here, once again clicking on the database, creating a new database, LPS student. Finish. Now you can see These are the database objects we were talking about: tables, queries, forms, and reports. Okay, here it is. In the table, we will find two things. Just a second. This is not responding correctly. Just a second, student. So students, in the next class, I will be showing you how you can download. In this class, I have shown you how you can download the OpenOffice. Now, in the next class, I will show you how you can use the OpenOffice. So until then, take care. Bye bye.